All right, welcome back to the little show we like to call We Rank Stuff. We Rank Stuff. It's called We Rank Stuff, you guys.
I would have never guessed.
Okay,
I had no idea.
it's a subtle little ditty right there.
I thought this was the Brony meetup.
Yeah, well, you're sorely mistaken there. All right, with us this week is WookiebeBad.
How's it going, man?
Going good, man. How are you?
Just chilling. Just got off work not too long ago.
Yeah. Cool.
Gotta have that 9 to 5.
Cool. Joker voice back again. How's it going, man?
Oh, if I was any more amazing, I'd be a league eagle.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's one intro for us. So this week we are ranking movie franchises. I've got a pretty good selection here. The rules we had are to dividing lines, I guess, was it had to be 4 movies to consider it a franchise. Otherwise, it's just a trilogy. So like Lord of the Rings, I have like Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit all together because it's basically one franchise. Same thing with let's see, Batman. I have like just all the Batmans and all the Supermans together, just kind of separate franchise. I guess, yeah. There's been more than 4 Superman movies. There's been like 6, including the Brandon Routh one. But anyway, you guys want to get started on this?
Sure,
No.
let's go.
All right. We'll actually just start right here with Spider-Man, and I would put it at a B.
Okay.
What do you and Chad? If you guys want to chime in, let just we're gonna go through these relatively quick. So if you're in the chat, just kind of say whatever franchise you're referring to when you drop a grade on it. That'll help me to kind of keep track. But yeah, we'll just start. Wookie, what do you think of the Spider-Man franchise?
I would give it an A, but Spider-Man 3, and I didn't care too much for Garfield. I guess B would be fine with me. Probably maybe an A, but I'd probably go a B.
Okay. JB?
I think a lot of these franchises are going to be judged by basically their worst entry here. So it's going to be like, which is the best of the worst? And definitely agree. Spider-Man 3 was awful, and the Garfield ones were kind of lackluster. That's a safe place. B is a safe bet.
Okay. Let's see. We got Acid in the chat. Lovett is in the chat. Bradley says, "Oh well, guess Indiana Jones won't be included since they're all well." I got some bad news for you, buddy. It's right here. It's coming up. All right.
Yeah, Acid's studying right now. He's got 3 weeks left before he can actually hang out and do anything.
I got you.
Okay.
All right. Well, get studying, man. Get those grades. Rambo, I would say, I don't know if I want to put it as a C even. Yeah, I'd go about a C on that. What do you guys think?
I haven't seen the last one.
It's not great. The last 2.
It's not great.
Really
Yeah.
great.
I mean, without the last one, which I heard it wasn't that great, it would probably be closer to an A, but B to C would be fine. I thought the first 2 were amazing.
Yes, I agree.
This is a franchise. This is a franchise I know very little about, so I will defer to you two guys.
Okay.
Yeah.
Also, after this, we'll just go alphabetical. Rocky, I would say I'm going to go B. The last ones, like Rambo, were pretty bad, but the first ones were just incredible. So I think
first Rocky
averages
was amazing.
out to about a B. So
yeah, the first Rocky was amazing. I'd go with B just for the first 2.
Mm-hmm.
I would. Let's see, Rocky, the first one, won a few Oscars.
Yeah,
I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Rocky 2 was great. Rocky 3 was great. Rocky 4 got a little over the top, but I would actually kind of put it. I would kind of put it at an A because people just love the underdog story, and Rocky, even though he's a champion in every film, he's the underdog. So
I would say the first Creed, because it had quite a bit of Rocky, could be included in this. But the second one, I mean, he's just really I think he's basically like a cameo, isn't he?
I have not seen any.
I mean,
He
technically,
hasn't any of the creeds.
I think Rocky would, or the first Creed would count as
Yeah, but
as a Rocky movie.
But I would say an A just because of the Oscars.
Because of how good the first two were. Okay.
Yeah.
With that.
I'm fine with that. That's perfect.
Okay. Now we got them all in alpha. I added those two kind of last minute. And so now we'll start with Batman.
Ooh.
Oh man, it's a whole lot of variety there.
There is.
I'm gonna just put it at a B. I think overall it's pretty good stuff, but then there's been some real stinkers. I think it probably right about a B. Wookie?
I would think if you took the bat nips out, it would be an S tier. I think Batman with Keaton and Bane and Bale, it needs to be an A tier. Just off those sets of movies alone.
I would tend to agree. I mean, even though the Keaton films, yeah, they were darker. They were not very Happy Meal friendly. You couldn't sell McDonald's toys with those two, so they went campy with the Schumacher. And I think the performance of Ledger really kicks it up to an A. And I will say this: the one casting of any Batman character that they've never missed on is Alfred.
Yeah, it's always been on point.
Yeah. And that was the one in those first four movies. That was the only character that was there for. Well, I think Commissioner Gordon was too.
Yep, correct.
But yeah, those two were the only ones that were there for all. The best part about Rambo 3 was Rambo fighting with the group that would eventually become Al Qaeda. Okay. Love it says A, always better than Spidey. I agree.
Yeah.
I don't know if many people do agree with that because there's a lot of Spider-Man fans out there now.
I would agree with that simply because the Batman worlds were a lot, except for the Schumacher films, were a lot more grounded. There wasn't a lot of CGI.
Mm-hmm.
But then again, with Spider-Man in his skill set, you kind of have to go that route.
Yeah.
Well, I think everybody can relate to Batman more than Spider-Man.
And if you watch
Batman is just a dude.
If you watch Batman and Robin again and just kind of enjoy the cheesiness of it, like the Arnold, Mr. Freeze stuff.
Worst casting ever.
It's not. He's having so much fun with that.
Oh, that casting was so bad.
It's a cringe that's so bad it's good kind of thing. So yeah, I think Batman at about an A.
Yeah.
007 is all over the place, man. I gotta go. I think the sheer ups and downs. I gotta go D on 007.
I'll go with this one. The Sean Connery ones were just great. That is just a guy. These until recently, these have been just completely guy films. They got the gears, they got the toys. He gets the girl multiple times. The Sean Connery runs were great. The Roger Moore ones were a little more campy. The Pierce Brosnan films, I liked all of those. Daniel Craig, I've not seen one of them.
What? Really?
True story.
Wow.
So I would bump it up to a C.
Okay. Wookie?
I can go with a C on that too. The last couple weren't that good. The first one with what's his name in it is really good. The guy that
Casino Royale?
Yeah, the last James Bond.
Yeah,
the first movie with Daniel Craig.
Yeah, Casino Royale
Was good. I didn't care that much for Pierce Brosnan, but I absolutely love Sean Connery.
Oh yeah.
Well, Skyfall
Sean
was really
Connery
good
and
with,
Roger Moore are my Bond
too, but yeah. But then you had Sean Connery when he was like 45 playing it, and that was
the one
not so good.
The one Pierce film that I'll go like, ooh.
Is this a Bond movie? Shaken, not stirred.
That's how he took his martinis.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Right. So the one Pierce film that I will say is just, that you're right, is just absolute cringy, is the one where Denise Richards is like a nuclear physicist.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's the one where he like rides a wave or like a tidal wave or something like
Yeah.
that. Yeah. They were getting crazy back then.
And
And
the
then
Dalton film was good.
and then they took it like right after that insanity. They took it back to like the Batman Begins realism with Casino Royale.
Yeah.
Let's see. Craig's best movies were. Yeah, I agree. Skyfall was really good.
And then the Dalton film was
Skyfall is the one where they reveal Spectre, isn't it?
No, I think that's just called Spectre.
That might be Spectre.
Yeah. But so where are we going? You guys both said C, right?
C.
Yeah.
Okay. Fast and Furious. I'm gonna go also D on that one. Just kind of some dumb fun, but yeah, I'd say probably overall it's a D.
Okay. This is just popcorn. Shut your brain off for a couple hours, and they're fun. It gets ridiculous at some point, and I'm like, how many laws of physics are you going to break in these things?
All of them.
Exactly.
The franchise doesn't stop till all the physics are broken.
I haven't seen I've seen like the first 5 and I've enjoyed them, and now we're into 10, and I'm like, and the addition of Brie Larson, I'm gonna say I'm gonna judge the entire franchise just on that alone. It's a D.
Okay, all right. I thought I was going too low on that. Wookie, what do you think?
So I love the first one. I loved Tokyo Drift. I didn't care much for Too Fast. Fast 3 was good. And after that, to me, it was always about cars. And after the third one, it was no longer about cars. It was about, being a James Bond movie. I give it a D because they couldn't pull that off right.
F for families. Okay. That's good. Okay. So then I got a couple of, like, a lot of these horror movie franchises, they'll have like just 8 or 10 that just come out. So I picked a couple of them. The first one be Friday the 13th. I think I'd go probably a C on Friday the 13th. Yeah, what do you guys think?
Yeah, but aside from the first 2, there was nothing glorious about Friday the 13th with like most of your slashers. It got really repetitive. I do enjoy those movies personally. I have all of them, except I think Jason X or something like that.
You don't have Jason X? Oh, I love Jason X.
Jason in space.
In space.
Yeah. Friday the 13th, I mean, Nightmare on Elm Street I would put higher than Friday the 13th. But yeah, C's about right for that for me.
Okay.
This is just a lot of rinse and repeat. The first one was great. I'm not a huge fan of slashers per se. So C sounds fine. And then they tried to do that remake with what was his name?
Freddy versus Jason?
No. There was that. That was actually not that bad. They tried to do a remake with the one of the guys from what was his name? Jared Padalecki. They tried to do a remake they tried to do a reboot with him. I mean, it gets a few points for boobs, but other than that, it was just a trash film. But C, sure, I'm fine with that.
Okay. You guys hear about the prequel that they're doing to that called Crystal Lake? I think like Sci-Fi Channel or something.
It's all reboots and remakes.
Money, Joker. Money.
Well, as in it costs money.
All of the money.
It's not going to make more money.
If they do it low budget and do it 80s style slasher, it might make some money.
Yeah.
But they'd have to be. But then they wouldn't be like fighting the patriarchy or anything. Would you watch it if they weren't fighting the patriarchy?
So,
all right.
So are you saying this next one is for a modern audience?
I'm sure it will be. Yeah.
That's
yeah. If you watch those movies in the 80s, those short pants would not fly anymore.
No.
Godzilla versus Kong. This is another dumb one that I like, so I'm going to put it at a B.
You can never go wrong with a kaiju. You can never go wrong with a kaiju fight.
Absolutely not. No. You
So
gotta
does
pay-
this include all the old black and white stuff too?
Yeah.
Oh, then I'd go A then. Come on
Yeah, I
now.
go
Okay.
A then if you're including old stuff.
You're also including the Matthew Broderick one too. So just a heads
Yeah.
up.
Okay, so A minus then, but still.
Okay. All right. Let's see. Godzilla, including Toho, is an A for me. Okay.
Absolutely. I mean, you can't. I mean, again, these are just great. Just like, oh my god, this is so ridiculous.
Right.
And then
And the dubbing was just terrible.
it's awesome. And then the Toho films. I mean, just knowing that is like that's a guy in a suit just smashing models. It's just
Yeah, I mean, as a little kid, dude, watching that, it blew my mind.
absolutely it did. Absolutely it did. It was great.
Yeah. What'd you guys think of the Jurassic Park version of it? That Matthew Broderick one where it was like a dinosaur almost.
It was campy. It was just so many.
It was forgettable.
It was forgettable just for so many like on the nose references, like the mayor and his assistant are Siskel and Ebert.
Yeah, I didn't see the last one. Never got a chance to watch it.
What
the actual Godzilla versus
Kong?
Yeah.
It's good.
It's good.
Oh, it's good.
Yeah.
Oh, it's
I
good.
Like I said, it's just a dumb,
lot of
shut off
wokeism
your brain for a while and watch a lizard and a monkey punch each other.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
Now I will say this: the one thing I did not buy, I'm like Kong should not be on an equal scale size to Godzilla. That should not happen.
No, Godzilla should be way bigger than he is.
And they made him like quite a bit bigger. Well, I guess they said he grew the timeline in the movie or something, right?
Yeah, I guess so.
From the Brie Larson movie. That was Joker's favorite part was Brie Larson.
Well, actually, in that film, she wasn't as in.
She was good. Straight up good. Yeah. Bradley's going back to Fast and Furious. I know Fast 10 is supposed to be the end, but if we get 3 more movies, Fast. Like Friday the 13th, F-13, Dom versus Jason. That's not a bad idea. Yeah.
I'd
Jason be
watch
driving.
Jason Voorhees rip him apart.
Well,
or you could have them just drag racing each other. That'd be cool.
Well, if my prediction is true, Bree is Paul Walker's character's long lost sister, and she's an agent who's gonna take Dom Dupree is in.
Okay. When I was a kid, I loved coming home from school watching old Godzilla movies.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was clearly a person in a suit, but it was. Oh, you know what? I didn't do Sharknado. No.
Thank God.
I got a little. What did I miss?
That would have been a F.
We'll get to what?
Yes.
Sharknado is amazing.
Sharknado's crap.
If Tara Reid was still hot.
Speaking of crap, I'm gonna go Halloween. Most of their stuff is not so good.
So
I'm gonna start with a D.
Are we also including the Rob Zombie films?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
I think that first one is highly underrated.
I would agree. Halloween, the Carpenter, amazing. The zombie one, good. The second zombie film, not so good. Halloween 2 was great, but again, like most of these slashers, it just gets to a point where it's just ridiculous.
Yeah, well, they have to keep coming up with interesting ways for the people to get killed to keep you interested.
Right. I don't. Again, not a huge fan of slashers, but I would put it right there with Friday the 13th at a C.
Okay,
yeah, I would agree with him.
You think it's a C?
I think it's.
You think it's as good as Friday the 13th?
Some of the remake is good. Yeah, if Rob Zombie would stop putting his wife and everything, it might be better.
She's hot though.
Not now.
But she can't act.
I mean, she's hot terrible. First Halloween.
Yeah.
I know that.
She was great in House of a Thousand Corpses with those cut off jeans at the liquor store.
Is Acid talking about the last Halloween movie that was good?
Or is he talking about Sharknado?
That one was awful. I hope he's not talking about the last.
Sharknado's terrible. Stop it.
So I don't know much about Harry Potter or the what is it, Fantastic Beast. I'm just gonna let you guys go on that one. You can't even read that. So
Okay.
what do you think?
Fantastic Beasts were awful. They were boring. I still have not gotten through one without falling asleep. I think the Half-Blood Prince is an amazing film. I think it's the best of all of them. Seeing a progression, seeing a hero's journey play out this over this long over all these stories. What's up, Cannoli?
Hey, Cannoli, how's it going, bud?
I would put Harry Potter B.
Okay.
B, and the
Love It also says B on that.
And the only and
Acid
the
says
only,
A.
the
I'm going to
only-
move it up at least a little bit with you guys giving it
The
higher
only-
praise.
the only thing keeping it from an A tier are the Fantastic Beasts films.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you think B is about right?
B's about right.
Wookie, are you familiar with the Harry Potter stuff?
Of course I am. I have not seen any of the Fantastic Beast movies. They look cringe just from the trailers.
Mm.
Even
Well-
though Johnny Depp is in it, I'm still not going to watch it.
When your hero of those three films is a Hufflepuff, I mean, it's doomed to fail.
It's Dumbledore, isn't it?
No, it's a Newt Scamander, and he's a Hufflepuff.
I don't know.
Without those, I would say an A, but from
I've
what I've
seen,
heard
like,
of
two
them,
of
I
the
would say a
movies.
B.
Okay. All right. Now we got all 4 of Indiana Jones,
Oh,
which would put it at. I would still put it at a B, I think.
if not for the Kingdom of the Crystal Skulls, this is S tier. But
I
because
agree.
because of the Crystal Skulls, it's an A.
You drop it. Okay. I would drop it quite a bit because that movie was pretty dog shit. But what do you think? Wookie?
Yeah, I agree with Joker on that. Without the Crystal Skulls, it's definitely S tier, in my opinion. That was some of my favorite movies growing up.
Mhm.
I wore out my VHS tapes that I got from McDonald's. I don't know if you guys remember that. You could get the tapes through McDonald's.
Right.
Really?
And but yeah, with the Crystal Skull, I'd put it at a B. You can
Okay.
only nuke the fridge so many times.
It only takes once for me, and it's like, all right, this is. Hey, Mrs. Cannoli's in here. Hi, how's it going?
Cannoli.
Everybody's jumping in.
Got a
I know, right?
whole bunch of cannolis popping in here. So yeah, I mean, because they're playing off the franchise before it, so I mean, I feel like it should kind of count towards the franchise, even if it sucks. But that's me. Jurassic Park. I'm gonna put it right about Fast and Furious at a D.
Oh wow, you are mean. You are
Yeah.
mean.
I mean, the first one's good, but again, there's a whole bunch that follow that, including Godzilla knockoffs, actually. But hold on just a second. Let me go through these here. Let's see, I think I showed that one already. Yeah, S tier. Yeah, he's kind of agreeing with us on that. Raiders is hard to beat. Raiders, man.
Yeah.
That's a very hard one.
Even the Raiders movie, not the Raiders team. It's easy to beat the Raiders.
Right.
The nuke was the best part of that whole thing. What is up with this acid guy, man?
I would say,
he likes the worst Halloween movie and the worst scene in.
He's trying to be our Filipino meatball.
Oh, okay. Jurassic, it's a C. All right, he says C. That's a little higher than I think. What do you guys think?
I thought the first one was freaking amazing.
Yeah.
The second one I didn't particularly care that much for. That's where I tuned out.
Okay.
So I would probably leave it a C or D.
The first one, seeing a dinosaur on the big screen, that was one of the greatest cinematic experiences that I've ever had. That is right up there with seeing Star Wars in 77.
And I think like everybody remembers where they were when they saw
my jaw,
whatever that was for the first time, right?
My jaw was on the floor when I saw that.
Yeah.
I liked what was it? I liked not the most not the most recent Jurassic World, but the first one with Chris Pratt when they
Yeah,
where they
just
have
Jurassic World.
just Jurassic World. I enjoyed that one. On the whole, um, B minus C plus ish, right in that area. So
Okay. I'll move it up to a C then. Let's see here. D, the first is amazing, but yeah, it goes downhill pretty quick with that franchise. But he is also right here with the effects. They're still
absolutely
still works.
So if you want some insight on the effects for Jurassic Park, that was when they were going from practical effects to CGI. They didn't have it down right, so they got Phil Tippett to make all the models, and they used stop motion to make the CGI.
I didn't know that. I thought it was just CGI.
There's a great Phil Tippett documentary that goes through that.
That would explain a lot then.
Speaking of behind the scenes stuff, have you seen the video of the kids who reenacted scene for scene the Raiders of the Lost Ark?
No.
Yeah, they like nearly killed themselves. They're like, they have themselves getting dragged behind a car and setting things on fire and all kinds of stuff.
That's
yeah,
just
it's
terrible.
great. I'll try to find that link and share it with you guys. It's crazy. Speaking of dinosaurs, what do you guys think about Land Before Time?
I try not to.
Try not to.
I had the toys when I was a kid.
I have seen.
I
have seen none of these, so I'm out on this one.
Okay.
It was a great family film. The first one was, and the second one was okay, but it wasn't that great of a movie. It was a good family film. I think D or C would be good for it.
Family friendly, yes. Okay. Friendly. So yeah, I think that's about it. Yeah, the first one was good, and then the second one's not bad, but then I think they had like 7 or 8 of them. How about Lethal Weapon? I would say
turn off your brain funny.
B on that one.
Again, just more turn off your brain fun.
Yeah, absolutely. Wookie, what do you think?
Yeah, I agree with Jokers. Turn your brain off funny. If it wasn't for the last one, it would be A tier. I didn't care too much for the last one with Jet Li in it.
Oh, I actually loved him. Jet Li.
He was good in it, but just the whole thing where they
could
tell one of them was in the water.
Will Timmy Riggs. Yeah, that's just. I'm like, stop it.
There's nothing better than a guy getting stuck on the toilet with a bomb. We'll figure it out. That's all right.
And I think this is where I think this franchise is where I discovered Renee
Zellweger.
Russo.
Russo, yeah.
And loved her in these.
Yeah. So, what do we think on Lethal Weapon?
B.
Yeah.
B. Okay.
He's fine.
Lord of the Rings. I got to put it up here with Batman and Rocky and all that stuff.
Absolutely.
Well, you get the Hobbit and all that stuff. I don't know. Go ahead, guys.
I think the first 3 just dominate. Mm-hmm. They just dominate. They make more than make up for the Hobbit A tier, definitely. Without the Hobbit S tier.
I would say without the if you took out the first and third Hobbit films, if there's a tier higher than S, it goes in that. I think Lord of the Rings is arguably one of the greatest
Hey, Jana.
Hey, Jana. And just for again because we put Rocky up there for Oscar, the fact that the first 3 films they were all nominated for Best Picture, I would put this in S tier.
Okay, we think S tier then?
I say S tier.
Wookie, what do you think?
I'm fine with that.
Okay.
The first 3 films are so good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Throw the rest of the water. A or S. Okay. Rest out of with the water. Yeah. Okay, that's the first S tier then. I think actually we didn't even have any on that pizza chart. We didn't have any S tiers.
Nope.
Not even California Pizza Kitchen made it there, but I don't want to get into that again.
Because it shouldn't be.
This is why you'll never be a successful whatever.
Oh,
Marvel, man, there's so much good stuff in there. I'm gonna go about a C, just based on. Yeah, I'm gonna go C on that one.
Go ahead, Joker.
Marvel, MCU stuff. Yeah,
I'm gonna go B. Simply because phases 1, 2, and 3 was the greatest. It boosted. It made in 11 years. You start with a C tier character, Iron Man, and become the greatest cinematic IP of all time. You can't take that away. Phase 4 and the MCU, because it is so bad. It is so bad. Is why this is not in S tier, and it's a B, and it's a B tier.
So, are we including all the X-Men movies, Wolverine's Origins?
no, I've got X-Men down.
Okay, all right. So just the MCU movies.
Yes.
Yeah, because it's kind of hard to top that build up to Infinity War and Endgame.
Yeah,
We got some really good stuff. Winter Soldier and Civil War were epic.
Soldier was the best MCU film, in my opinion.
I think just about everybody would agree. Well, I don't know if everybody would agree with that.
It's between that and Infinity War, and it depends on my mood.
Yeah, those are both good too.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm fine with where it's at.
You fine with B? Okay.
I'm fine with B.
Let's see
Now they keep making movies, it'll drop.
Separated the two. Oh yeah, you're talking about the Lord of the Rings and Hobbit. Yeah. Well, we're just keeping them together for the purpose of this particular list. A lot of good, but phase 4, right? Yeah, exactly. True. This one's hard for me because this one like blew my mind when I first saw The Matrix. Yeah, I'm gonna go B just because the first one was great. First one was S tier for me, and then the next two were fine. That last one was so bad. I kind of want to put it at a C, but I think I'm gonna go B on Matrix.
The Wookiee?
Yeah.
So didn't watch the last one. Didn't need to watch the last
Lucky.
one. Matrix was done for me after the third one. That was a good ending.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I heard a lot of bad stuff about the last one. Like he needed her to get his powers back because he loved her or whatever, and it just kind of made it dumb.
Well, he kind of needed that in the first one, but it wasn't.
Well, he kind of first started getting his powers when an agent was going to kill him.
What's up, Shadowhawk?
Shadow, what's up, buddy?
But yeah, I'd say B.
I'd say B.
I'd say B.
Okay. Bradley says Matrix is D, first movie S tier, but the others are sort of. I don't think the second and third ones were that bad. I mean, they weren't as good as the first one, obviously, but I don't think they're enough to drop it down there. The last one may be able to drop it down because that one was, that was a mess. Animatrix was good too. I forgot about that one.
I would go at best C. I don't want to say D because after the first one, the quality of the story just started going downhill and downhill and downhill and downhill. I did not see the most recent one. I have no desire to see that, and just it's hard to top. It's hard to catch that the lightning in a bottle again because the cast of the first film was so good, and even though they kept a lot of the same cast, it just was not the same.
So, no. I would say D, which would probably put it overall at a C. About a C. What did you say, Wookie? On Matrix?
B or a C. Yeah,
okay, we'll go C. That's fine. I'm fine with that. I'd fight a little harder for it, but that movie that came out last year, or I guess a year ago, whatever that was, God, that was rough. Mission Impossible has. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
The more movies that come out, the lower they go down.
Yeah, shock. Well, this one's a little different actually. Mission Impossible. I'm gonna go A on that one. It's kind of started out kind of average, but it's just been friggin' bangers lately. So yeah, I'm gonna go A on Mission Impossible.
I'm gonna tap out. I haven't seen a single one. I've heard great things though.
The first one was like, okay. I liked the John Woo one. Surprisingly, the J.J. Abrams one was actually good.
A good J.J. Abrams movie. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Exactly.
a rare sight.
Right.
I would say, and this has really nothing to do with the films, but just the goodwill that Tom Cruise has toward fans. I would say an A.
Okay. All right. And Wookie was out on that one. Let's go back to these chats real quick. Shadow says, got done watching Strange Magic. I don't know what's Strange Magic. You know, he's one of those. It's one of those Gen Z things, probably.
Oh yeah.
If it wasn't for Lucasfilm being shit right now, I would be begging for a sequel to Strange. Well, I don't know what Strange Magic is, bud. I'm sorry. Mission Impossible, solid B. Tom Cruise works his ass off those movies, and it shows. Yeah, solid action movies. I agree.
I like the fact he does his own stunts. The only reason why I actually want to watch him.
2015 film. Is it a Lucas film?
I don't think so.
No. Okay. So we got another horror movie one here. Nightmare on Elm Street. I haven't seen very many of those. Didn't particularly like them, so I'm gonna go D on that one.
I'd agree.
I disagree.
Okay.
That's the king of slashers, in my opinion. So after you get past the third one, you start rooting for Freddy, and you actually want him to kill people. And that was the change in the slasher films. Like you got a lot of good one-liners from 4, 5, and 6. And the Wes Craven New Nightmare is really good.
That's true.
The remake sucked. I appreciate the fact that they went super, super dark with it, not funny at all. But I think they cast the wrong person as Freddy.
And then Freddy versus Jason was pretty.
Freddy versus Jason was hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
I would probably put it at C or B tier for me.
Yeah,
But I do have Freddy Krueger tattooed on my forearm.
Yeah, this is something that I don't like about the slashers is they get silly after a while. And
the first two are scary as hell.
And I would disagree about this is the king of slashers. I would still go with Halloween as the king.
I'd go with Friday the 13th. So you think it's about Wookie, you think it's about the same or better?
Yeah, it'd be fair being right up there with the other ones. Yeah.
Okay.
They're all have like 10 sequels.
Yeah, that's.
So Pirates had a good first movie, and everything else was just garbage. I'm gonna go D on Pirates.
I liked the first three. I thought the first three was a good, solid story. Should have stopped there.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I can't wait till we get the all-female Pirates of the Caribbean, though.
Oh,
it's going to be so stunning and brave.
Stunning and brave.
I think I had bought that DVD a couple of years ago.
They showed it at my local college.
That's
yes.
You mean they showed that one?
Yes, that one. It was some filmography class. Yes, they showed the adult version.
Wow.
Evidently, I never seen it, but evidently it was supposedly shot very well. They used a boat in Tampa Bay.
Yep.
And Tampa Bay got pissed off at them.
It was like the first like multi-million-dollar production budget too.
Yeah.
The female Pirates was?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. There was a whole big scene, like the cops raided them and everything down here in Tampa because they didn't have permits. They were on one of the old schooners down here.
I mean, so I've heard. Not that I've ever seen anything like that at all.
Shadow goes A for Pirates. Oof.
Oh, Shadow.
He's a what's her name? Keira Knightley fan.
Keira Knightley.
Well, nothing wrong with that, but
no.
But I found it funny that they had great on-stream chemistry, but Knightley and Orlando Bloom hate each other.
Oh, really? Well, that's not uncommon for a movie. Static's here. What's up, buddy?
You could rent a Blockbuster. I think I remember that. I think I remember that because it was considered an artsy film.
Yeah.
Oh, you're talking about the lady. You guys are still on the Lady Pirates one.
Well, yeah, boobs.
He is a fan of Orlando Bloom and Johnny Depp. Okay.
Oh,
All right. Well, and Elizabeth Swann too. So I think he's just a fan of those movies.
I'd say C.
C. Okay.
Yeah.
Wookie, what do you think?
Overall, probably a C or a D. They're fun to watch. Like you said, take your brain out, eat your popcorn, and have fun. I really like Johnny Depp's concept behind Captain Jack, where it's just like the Wile E. Coyote.
Just Keith
You
Richards.
just can't kill him.
Yeah.
Right.
Maybe it's a generation gap. I don't know.
Yeah.
Could be. All right. Shrek.
I've seen none of them.
I've seen the first
Shrek,
two.
and I'm going to put it at a B.
Okay. I guess you are the deciding vote. Oh, here then.
I've seen the first two, and I want you to explain to me how the donkey and the dragon had babies.
Well, when a daddy donkey and a mama dragon like each other, I'll send you the pirates video. You can. It shows plenty of that.
But no, Eddie Murphy was so good in that.
Oh, he's perfect. Yes. Yeah. So we'll go B on that. All right. Star Wars.
Oh, this is a tough one.
Guys, I gotta say, even with the last two, I still gotta go B on Star Wars.
I'm gonna go A.
All nine, or in the Rogue
just
One
because
and all that stuff?
Okay, the original three, just at the time that they were made, we would not have the movie technology that we have now if it was not for those films. I mean, Lucas pushed the entire industry years ahead.
Mm-hmm.
The prequels, okay, there are issues where we find out that George Lucas may be really good at creating worlds. Dialogue is not his strong point. He's not a good writer for dialogue.
Conversational dialogue.
Right.
Yeah.
He's
more of a get to the next thing.
Right.
Yes.
The Revenge of the Sith was just, I loved that film. Solo was bad. Rogue One was okay. It had its moments, as we talked about earlier in the ranking Star Wars.
Mm-hmm.
Force Awakens, it was to what it was, but that was the start of the downfall. And even with Ryan Johnson, that round-headed hack, doing The Last Jedi and then The Rise of Palpatine, still those first three and the character arc of Anakin Skywalker overall, that's not enough to drop. That's not enough to drop it out of the A spot. If it was not for the sequels, again, if there's a higher tier than S, it goes there.
I'm gonna kind of go with Joker. I definitely agree. ILM set the standard. ILM is still set. Well, until Disney bought it, was still setting the standard.
Mm-hmm.
Good side note.
Didn't they?
ILM
Weren't they making
did all this.
They were working on Jurassic Park too, weren't they?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, they worked on lots of stuff with those.
I mean, most of your big FX heavy films for decades, it was ILM.
Yeah, and the prequels were a prime example of why you don't surround yourself with yes men. George Lucas should have let somebody screenplay and direct it, and he could have held hands like he did with the first thing. That probably would have come out 10 times better. But like he said, the overall story arc of Anakin Skywalker, Force Awakens was not bad had it been followed up with the correct movie.
Correct.
I agree. It wasn't, but I agree.
Yeah, but Johnson just screwed everything, and just piss poor management at Lucasfilm ruined everything.
Right.
I would still put A tier. It's still on my recommended. You need to watch these movies.
Can we put
Yes.
Austin Powers as S tier? It's not on the list, but
Is there 4 of them?
I think there's only 3 of them.
I think there's
Yeah,
only
no.
3 of
You
them.
got to have 4 to
only
get
3.
the minimum.
Yeah.
So you guys, I mean, I feel like the original trilogy would be S tier, and then the prequels would drop it down to A, and everything from Disney kind of dragged it down further down to a B. But you guys don't think that everything after the trilogy has dragged it down enough to drop it out of A?
No, because you still get Anakin's story arc.
Right.
You still get the full story of Darth Vader.
Right. In those 6 films, yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I hate sand, but it's okay.
I do too. It's that hurts me to say that. I'm like, because putting it in A tier almost sounds like you are saying, oh, the sequels were good. No, they were terrible.
No.
Yeah.
But and also,
I mean, it's definitely degraded it. But if you guys are saying A, we'll go with it. That's all right. It's okay to be wrong. Let's see here. Bradley says original trilogy is S tier, but for 9 movies, I'm going B. Okay. Disney Plus and Star Wars equals dumpster fire. Not wrong there.
Not wrong there.
George's extended direction, faster, more intense. Need to keep him under control. Yeah,
Yep.
you kind of gotta keep him in a certain direction. Got to keep the blinders on him. Yep. And,
oh my God, this guy with the hot takes.
I love the
Clone Wars cartoon was amazing.
That was
I love the Clone Wars. I love that. I love that entire series.
That was the highest rated Star Wars property, I believe, was Clone Wars, wasn't it?
I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah. So if you include that into those, it makes it just good.
You know, I'm like, okay, if you add the Clone Wars, you might you're like touching S tier because I'm like, that is so much better than.
You still have Rise of Skywalker. You guys have seen Rise of Skywalker. We're not putting it in S tier, guys.
Okay,
it's not happening. It's absolutely not going in S tier.
Hey, Rise of Skywalker Part 2 just came out last weekend.
Oh, I can't wait. I'll be sure to.
You didn't see the distress call go out and all the ships show up?
No.
And Ant-Man?
Oh, yeah, that was.
I see what you did. And then they said on your left. That was nice. Let's see here. Shadow says, I know from personal experience, creatives need blinders, and it's hard to be self-blinded. 2003 and 2008 Clone Wars are amazing. Yeah.
Yes, I'll agree with that.
Yeah, and the last 4 episodes of
the last season, exactly.
Yes.
Yeah. With the Ahsoka story
with
arc,
Vader standing there at her lightsabers in the snow.
I was crying. Crying.
I enjoyed Rebels too, Bradley. Grievous is
2003 Grievous for a villain is the gold standard. Yes, he killed Shaddai.
This is an unpopular opinion, but I liked Rogue One as well.
It was okay.
It was fine. It was fine.
Like I said about Rogue One, take Vader out of it.
And it's not a good film.
Live long and prosper. I don't think that's right. Oh, I didn't have Star Trek on here. Well, we'll get
Oh, you didn't have Star Trek on there?
I know. Well, I got the what did I miss? We'll go. Usually that takes a while because I miss it a lot. I'm gonna go C on Superman. Just because, again, they've got a lot of movies there that are, including Superman 4, that drag it down quite a bit. Oh yeah, and then Batman versus Superman, and then that Brandon Ruth one was pretty rough.
Okay,
too.
well, yeah.
So I put it at a C. Joker, go ahead.
The Brandon Routh film, Brandon Routh wasn't playing Superman; he was playing Christopher Reeve playing Superman.
Mm-hmm.
Which I would actually say the best part about Superman Returns is Kate Bosworth. Actually, I think she was the best Lois Lane that we've seen. The first Donner film is just iconic. It's so good, and I mean, yeah, and you know the flying around the Earth.
Hold on, Bradley. We'll get to the Star Trek here at the end, but we're on Superman right now. Go ahead, Joker.
And the flying around the Earth, you know, spinning it backwards on its axis. If you gave me a week, I could not give you enough reasons why that's a bad idea. But just the music, especially the music that's scored by John Williams, is just amazing. Superman 2 was good. I again, Terrence Stamp can't go wrong. overall, I may have to put it at a C overall though, because Superman 3 I didn't like. Superman 4 was terrible.
Yeah.
Henry, Man of Steel is a good superhero film. It's not a Superman film.
Oh yeah, you know what? We forgot about Terry Hatcher in the Lois and Clark show. She was pretty good Lois too.
Okay, but here we're talking films, so
Okay. So you think it's a C?
let's see.
Okay. Wookie?
The Christopher Reeve stuff when I was a kid was absolutely mind blowing to me. As I got older, it didn't blow my mind as well. Like I like Henry Cavill as a person, and as an actor, he's pretty decent. But I still like Christopher Reeve Superman more than I like Henry Cavill's.
Yeah.
For overall, it's a C for me.
Okay. So we're all in agreement on that one. Interesting. Okay. Terminator. I'm gonna have to go D on that one. Again, it would probably be at an F if it wasn't for the first two. But I'm gonna go D with the Dark Fate and all this other stuff.
I think it all started with the rise of the machines. I mean,
yeah.
The
third one, right? Terminator 3.
Yeah, I mean, but compared to Genesis and Dark Fate, that's a good film. I actually kind of liked Salvation.
I did too. That was the Christian Bale one, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I like that.
So there's so you got 6 films. 3 are pretty good. 2 are amazing. 3 are garbage.
So you're saying maybe a C?
Because of T2 and T1, that's enough to put it up to, I'll say, a B.
To a B. Okay.
A B. I mean, T1 and T2 are recommended viewing, no matter what.
Okay. Wookie?
The last one I watched was where Arnold comes back and puts him in NORAD.
Yeah, that's 3.
That's 3. Yeah, right. That was the last one I watched. I'd seen bits and pieces of other ones and didn't particularly care for what I'd seen before I watched it. Okay. The first one was the first action movie that turned into a horror movie for me.
Yeah.
That was its own movie to me, and it scared the hell out of me as a kid. T2 was just like an epic roller coaster. You're on the edge of your seat the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, the classic Arnold with the minigun shooting up all the cop cars from the building. Even as a little kid, I'm like, ooh, I want one of those. I would have to go B or a C on it overall, just because the first 2 movies are so captivating and so unique.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. We'll go B on that. Another movie that gets close to perfect status, but flying around the earth dropped it down. Yeah. Thought of Superman.
If I had a week.
S tier, but I'm assuming she means, but the later movies not so much.
Right.
Okay. Christopher Reeve is still Superman to me. I think George Reeve is Superman to me.
George Reeves and Christopher Reeve. I know folks love Henry Cavill. He's probably the 3rd best.
Did you know Ben Affleck is the only person to play Superman and Batman?
Yes.
Yeah. True.
Really?
Story. On film?
Yep. Ed Wood.
Hollywoodland.
That's it. Sorry.
With this is Terminator, I believe. I think Terminator gets a C. T1 and T2, their own are A's. Yeah, that's the thing with franchises, though, guys. You got to keep it. You got to keep the good with the bad. Remember that there are no badass female characters before Jennifer Lawrence. That's right. I don't even know who Linda Hamilton is. That doesn't even.
Yeah, dude, that scene in T2 where she's one hand and racking that shot.
Oh, that is God. Whoa.
She's doing the pull-ups with the one arm. Yeah.
Well,
little foreshadowing there.
I mean, even that scene in herself, she's doing the pull-ups, and then she just turns around, and that face is just like, "Oh, I'm scared of you. Yeah, I am scared of you."
Yeah, it's such a change from the first movie.
Yeah, how far apart were those filmed? Because she had to bulk up pretty quick, didn't she?
She was really lean there.
She was lean. I think T2 was 88.
I mean, she put on some muscle. She got kind of defined.
I think T2 was 88, 89. something around there.
So it's about
Sounds
3
about right.
years. Okay, it's not.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jennifer Lawrence was the first 19-year-old to make a shitty YouTube channel. Oh, I didn't know that. Fun facts. Need to do like a coffee table book or something on that, Shadow. Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I didn't really care for the first ones. I like the Jessica Biel one, and that's
because
Yeah.
Jessica Biel.
because I'm a classy film connoisseur.
That's why Blade 3 got such a high
It
rating.
has nothing to do with
The Wookiee, you are not wrong.
Is this, holy shit, those are 7 years apart? That's
wow.
okay. I believe you.
All right. Cool.
Yeah. That's definitely possible. So yeah, I would say Texas Chainsaw Massacre D level.
I would say this film, there was the original, and then there was the second remake of the original. I believe that starred Matthew McConaughey.
Oh, The Next Generation or something. Yeah.
And then there was the one with Jessica Biel and Arlie Ermy. I mean, the first one was really, really good. Then there was there was one.
I think it was
And then
3
there
with
was-
Dennis Hopper.
Through Hopper, and then there was one that was narrated by John Larroquette, and that one was and that was actually good. See, I mean, it's kind of up there with all the slashers. I mean, this is another slasher film.
Okay. So you think it'd be about a C?
Yeah.
Okay.
If you've never seen Dennis Hopper dual wielding chainsaws going crazy on a piece of wood, you have not lived. I think it's either 2 or 3 when Dennis Hopper's in it, and he's hunting them.
He's hunting
And,
who?
He's hunting Leatherface.
Oh, no, I haven't seen this.
Yeah, he's like got a piece of wood, and he's just going at it with like 2 12-inch bar chainsaws. Yeah, I would have to put it C tier. They're a lot. Some of them are really, really good movies.
All right, Shadow.
Shout out. Thanks for sticking around, man.
Later, man.
We'll be fair for Transformers for you. Are doing great ranking, but we all know J Law did it. I'm not Jennifer Lawrence, man. I don't know what else I can say.
I mean,
as much as I try to be.
J Law invented the S tier.
Yeah.
And apparently just the T list. Yeah. Tier list is also S tier. Oh yeah. We need to just change that name actually from S tier to just J Law.
J Law.
It should be J Law.
You know what?
From now on.
Okay, you know what?
Well, starting next week, we'll do that. Yeah. Let's see here.
Well, that makes sense because it's ladies' night next week. So
that's right.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we'll try to knock these out here in the next couple minutes. There's Shadow. Hopefully, we can get to Transformers. Be sure to do your studying, and you can always catch us later if you want. Yes.
And share the stream, guys. Share the stream.
Absolutely, yeah. Do the likes and shares and all that stuff. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I think the first one was a whole lot of nostalgia goggles, and the rest of them weren't that good. So I'm going to say C for
the 80s ones.
The 80s ones, okay.
Yeah, like the crappy prosthetics and all that stuff. But
okay.
yeah, I say a C. Go ahead.
If you were gonna ask Tom Connors of the Midnight's Edge of this, you're getting a whole different answer. And by the time he's done explaining it,
did he grow up a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle?
Oh yeah, he's a huge fan of this.
Oh, he's a fan. Okay.
And by the time he's done explaining it, you're like, okay, A tier, yes. The first one, I loved it because again, turn your brain off, can't be fun. It is just hilarious. The second one with Vanilla Ice, go ninja, go. That's kind of where I stopped watching these films.
So where would you put what you've seen?
Let's see. It's fine. Again, it's a fun film.
Yeah. Static says B for Turtles.
He's not wrong.
You think it's a B?
So the first couple movies as a small kid, they were freaking epic. They were just like there was like you never had animatronic faces. You really didn't see that much stuff like walking around the streets and that Go Ninja Go was just hilarious. I didn't like the new ones as much as I liked the old ones.
Yeah,
No.
there was too much stuff on them. Like Donnie had like glasses and a whole lot of extra, just unnecessary stuff.
You're talking
Which
about
that does come
those are
from the
Michael Bay
cartoon,
ones,
though.
right? The Michael Bay ones.
Yeah. They
Yeah,
had
they had
license issues.
Tonka and Razor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now they're getting ready to have female Ninja Turtles. Get ready, guys.
Oh dear God.
Yeah, that's
starring Jennifer Lawrence.
Well, that's like I said, that was the last Ronin story run, and I mean, at the end of the last Ronin, there's only one turtle left, so they're like raising another generation. Right? I don't want to give it away, Joker. It could be him or Leonardo or 4 different ones. But so that at the end of it, they're like raising another generation of the turtles, and I think 2 of them are female. So this is what I thought that was talking about was Seth Rogen bringing back female Rangers or turtles, but apparently not. So after hearing it's part of the last Ronin, I mean that was really well written, and that's like the original guys like Eastman and the other guy. I can't remember all the names.
Yeah.
But
the Eastman and Lard comics were always really gritty.
Yeah. They wrote the last Ronin. So,
I remember being a kid and like my cousin showed them to me who was like 10 years older than I am. And there's like blood and guts and everything else in those comics.
And they had the tail in between their legs that looked like a wiener.
Mm-hmm.
Now, speaking of Eastman, I believe he's coming here in Vegas to a con in April. So, if any of you huge Ninja Turtle fans, if you want if you want something autographed, right? Like Tyler has there. You can let me know and we'll make an arrangement to make that happen.
When he says arrangement, he means sexual favors, by the way, guys.
No, money.
Money's king. I mean, I'm fine with it.
Don't they call like Shredder Daddy or something like that?
Yeah.
Papa, Dad,
they act like pups.
And correct me if I'm wrong. Did
Love
we
it
ever
says Turtles a B?
Did we ever see? Correct me if I'm wrong, because again, I checked out after the second film. Have we ever seen Bebop and the Rocksteady?
No, the Tonka and Razor were like the
That's the first generation of movies
of Bebop and Rocksteady.
I think they were in the last movie.
Never saw Krang either.
The Michael Bay movies. I think they were in that one.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I don't think we do see Krang in anything.
I thought he was in the last one too.
Well, actually, he was in the Ant-Man movie. I just saw.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Well, no, because Krang doesn't have butt cheeks.
Oh God.
So what did we
Stop
have?
that.
What did we have in Ant-Man?
That is so cringe.
We had Krang, and then we had what was the other one that we said already?
Oh God.
Star Wars, maybe? I don't remember.
Yeah, we had Last Skywalker in that movie.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Breaking all kinds of barriers.
Rise of Skywalker.
Krang is in the last one.
Okay,
that's probably the Michael Bay one. Yeah. And Bebop and Rocksteady were in the new ones too.
I think I have both those upstairs in a box.
The Michael Bay ones?
No, the old ones.
Oh, they had 3, and one of them was like where they go to Japan, and that one was so bad.
Yeah, I think I've got one of the samurai outfit ones from back in the day, and I've got a Donatello on the scooter on the motorcycle upstairs in front of my TV.
Nice.
I want to go B, but I'm fine with a C because I didn't care too much for the Michael Bay ones.
Joker, what did you say on that?
C.
C. Okay. Toy Story, man, I would go. Like the first 3 were great.
This is a tough one.
The first 3 were amazing, but that last one, that was bad, and they're making another one. But again, those first 3 were so good. I can't put it much lower than a B.
So, would you include Lightyear in this?
Okay. I hadn't seen that, so I don't know. But you can include it in your ranking if you want.
Because
it'd be part of that universe. Yeah.
So based on that alone, D.
Just on that one, you're going to drop it to D?
Toy Story, Toy Story 1. I liked Toy Story 1. It was again phenomenal, phenomenal film. Toy Story 2. Okay, cool. I heard 3 was really bad, and I heard 4 was slightly better. But you throw Lightyear in, and just again the messaging in that, and just no, I can't.
Okay. Bradley says,
I would say
I'm
D.
calling it Ant-Man and Volume Mania. I don't know what that
Oh,
means.
eh.
Lost
Well,
Hope
because
was
okay,
barely a
because
character.
okay, because
Oh, the volume is what like the land they're in or something, right?
yeah,
Yeah,
they're
okay.
That's the stages they use.
Yeah.
90% is in the volume. I'd say like 95% is in the volume.
I don't care about anything Marvel anymore, to be honest with you. So you say D?
Yeah.
Okay. Wookie, that's going to average out me and him to C. Wookie, what do you think?
The first 2 were solid. The third one I didn't care for.
Really?
And the fact that they like brought in a hooker.
Brought in a hooker?
The doll with the legs and the
Did you
fishing
get this?
pole for
Hold
the
on.
body.
Did you get this movie at the same place you got the Pirates movie?
No,
I think you're
but
watching the wrong Toy Story.
The doll with 2 legs and the fishing pole body is supposed to represent a hooker.
What are you talking about?
The hook?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Which one is this in?
I think it's in the third one.
Oh, the fishing pole lady.
Yeah, it's supposed to be a hooker.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right.
I would go C. The first 2 would be great to like leave your kids in the room with. The rest of them you couldn't.
Right.
I mean, they shouldn't have made a fourth one, Bradley. So, again, they're making a fifth one because of money.
Toy Story 5: The Search for More Money.
Yeah. Why are they giving? But at least they're giving. Is Tim Allen going to be in it? Is he? Okay. Well, that's good. The hooker was in the first one.
Correct.
Was it the first one?
Yeah.
I think you just got a dirty mind. It's a lovable children's story. You need to get your head out of the gutter. Oh, okay. That makes sense then.
No. Disney messaging?
They would never.
Well, come on. You remember the controversy back with Little Mermaid and the VHS?
Oh,
well, you got one of those first VHS covers, you got money.
And then they had the wind that spelled out sex. Yeah.
Sex that was in Lion King. Lion King. And then in Aladdin, when Aladdin is pushing a Raja away, you can hear like no kitty, take off your clothes.
Really?
Yep.
Oh no, the Little Mermaid was in the movie. It was like the minister or whatever during the wedding. He has an erection.
He has an erection, but on the cover of the VHS tape.
No, I know what you're talking about too. But yeah, I was thinking
the castle. Yes,
there's that.
Yeah.
My little sister has Little Mermaid person that had the dick on the castle. You know, there's actually the castle was the dick. Yeah.
Yes.
S tier Transformers is S. Well, let's get to Transformers for Shadow here. It's not S tier, by the way.
Not even close.
Spoiler alert.
Close.
It's probably going to be closer to Texas Chainsaw Massacre. And yeah, I don't even think the first one was that good, but they just kind of kept going. I'm going to go D tier on Transformers.
So are we including the animated movie?
Oh, if you want to. I don't remember that much about it though.
I mean, it's a movie.
Yeah, if you want to.
Oh, then
showing up strong for Transformers. That's right. He's coming in.
Well, then he's
gonna be disappointed.
Well, then if we're gonna include animated films, I need to move the Bat up to S tier because Night of the
Phantasm. Yeah. Okay. Well, we'll go over that at the end there.
Transformers is a C at best.
Okay.
This falls into the Michael Bay formula, big explosions, and not a lot else. This is just CGI crap fest, explosion. It gets some redeeming quality for Megan Fox until you saw her thumbs. Then
she had
I wasn't
thumbs?
looking at her thumbs.
I didn't know she had thumbs. This is literally the first I've heard of it.
Mushroom thumbs. She's got these little nubs.
Okay, well, that's a weird fetish you got, I guess.
No, you in the first film when she grabs the tow truck to save Bumblebee, and she puts her hand on the steering wheel, you can totally see her.
Yeah, again, I wasn't looking at her thumbs, but
No,
yeah,
maybe now. but
everybody's
not
got
then.
their thing, man. You know what? That Bumblebee movie was pretty good. I'm gonna move it up to a C. Just that kind of ended it pretty on a
How
pretty high
that
note, I think.
that's the one with Haley Steinfeld, right?
Yes, yeah, is better than all those other D class. Um, I don't think all of them are, but yeah, I think that's about a C. Wookie, did you go on that one?
No.
What do you think?
Transformers, it put Michael Bay on the map, in my opinion.
It did.
It made him a household name. And I fell into the Michael Bay trap for the first one and was all shock and awe. And I really liked the first movie. The rest of the movies I didn't care for as much, but they were still cool because it's Transformers in a way, and we didn't have all the messaging in it. So I would definitely give it a C.
Give it a C too. Okay. That is some good dialogue right there. See, if George Lucas could only do that, I am directly below the enemy scrotum. That's a great line right there. Either recording video. Okay. All right. Shadow, thanks for sticking around. Sorry to crush your hopes and dreams there on Transformers. All right. X-Men also started out good. You know what? I'm gonna talk myself into this one, I think.
Okay. Wow.
Because this is also
you are kind.
This is also including the Wolverine movies too.
Okay.
So you got Logan and the Wolverine, but then you also have X-Men Origins. And also, I got the member berries for X-Men, from the whole childhood thing. So I'm going to go B.
Okay, so if we're including the Wolverine films, that's 9 films. 2, there's at least one that's really good, the one that's pretty good, and one that's bad in all 3 of them, in all 3 of these things. So you've got the first X-Men film. Again, it's something we'd never seen. It's like, oh my gosh, really cool. I still have never liked Hugh Jackman as Wolverine. He's too tall. I'm just saying. Then X-Men 2 was really good. X-Men 3 sucked. Then you got the Wolverine films. The Wolverine was good. X-Men Origins Wolverine was dog shit.
Yes.
Logan was amazing. And then you got the X-Men First Class was really good. X-Men Days of Future Past was really good. And then you've got there's more of that. X-Men Apocalypse
was mid. It was mid.
with Ivan Ooze. And then and then you got X-Men Dark Phoenix, which was just terrible.
Yeah.
So note to Marvel Studios: do not attempt the Dark Phoenix saga. You're not going to get it right.
Yeah, I think just overall, majority of the X-Men are probably average, and the Wolverine / Logan would drop it or would take it up to a B. But that's kind of my stance on it. So I think all the X-Men is basically C, and then you take you take out the Origins and the Wolverine. Those kind of cancel each other out, and then move Logan up to a B, or Logan moves the whole franchise up to a B. But that's me.
Wow. I would say because of all the crap ones, because they're so bad, would bring it down to a C.
You think so? Okay. Wookie, what do you think?
So the first 2 X-Men were good. Who could not forget Rebecca Romijn Stamos as Mystique? First Class was good. Days of Future Past was above average. I wouldn't say it was a great movie. You do get to see Sentinels on screen for the first time. That was super cool. The Logan was over the top, exceptionally good. I think it carries it all to a B-. But but with J Law in the first class, we got to go to see.
Okay.
She's a bitch.
So
I would say with Sansa Sansa Stark, it brings it down to a C because she's terrible.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I'm not definitely not going to try to defend the Dark Phoenix movie. Okay,
no.
so that's what we got here. Before we go to the what did I miss? Are we moving Batman up now for talking about Mask of Phantasm and the Red Hood and all those other?
Yeah,
there's a Batman Beyond movie that was really good. Yeah,
I would.
Yeah,
I would.
Wookie.
Yeah, I would definitely move that up for the animated movies.
Move it up to S tier.
Yeah, that's what I don't get with DC. They did such great animated stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Chat, we're going through all these here. If you think something should move up or down,
everything else should be.
Let me know here.
Well,
I forgot about this too. Should include Deadpool in the X-Men movies.
Yeah, we'll definitely move it up to B tier.
That one, should we move that one up?
Yeah, that'd move it up.
Okay,
to a beer.
Yeah, that's a good point.
That's a good point. You're fine.
Yeah, Bradley, thank you. You're not
two
fired.
wasn't as good as one. Two wasn't as good as one. They're both fucking great comedies.
Oh yeah.
What's that?
The second Deadpool wasn't as good as the first one.
Oh no,
I'm a huge Cable fan, so I don't like what they did with him.
Well, you may not have liked what they done with him. With the casting was really good.
I think he was perfect person to play it. I just didn't like his storyline.
Right. I mean, what was it? I just watched two. I watched two DC animated films last night at work. I watched the two Justice League Dark ones. So good. And again, I think what the Warner Brothers did with all their DC animated stuff, it really goes into the casting. All those people who do the other voices are just amazing.
Well, and a lot of them, they follow the storylines from comics on a lot of stuff.
Well, yeah, because
you followed the storyline of something successful. What are the odds of that?
Which is what Marvel should be doing. They should be looking at their number one selling books and doing those storylines. Say the books.
I mean, they did that with Infinity Saga or Infinity Gauntlet.
Yeah,
whatever that was.
Kind of that. It's loosely
based on it. Right. Yeah.
Right. That's an Avengers story.
The animated films for the animated films for DC, the best ones were actually from the new 52 era, which is kind of weird because which is kind of ironic since a lot of other folks don't like the new 52.
Mm-hmm.
You see, I'm not a huge DC guy. Like I was telling Tyler, I grew up. I had Golden Age, Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman books like that thick when I was a kid.
Okay, nice.
Yeah.
Well, then I recommend the two Justice League Dark ones just for John Constantine.
Yeah, everybody's saying his animated is way better than the movie.
Oh well. For one, the animated they're voiced by Matt Ryan, who also played Constantine in the short-lived TV series, and so it's not Keanu Reeves because Matt Ryan is the better Constantine. Keanu Reeves just had a better script to work with.
Yeah, I like that Constantine movie.
Bradley, are you Daredevil?
Oh, Dare!
Is he Daredevil? Could be Daredevil.
Daredevil.
I know he can see.
Oh, okay. Then he's not Daredevil. Well, yeah, that's a pretty good indication. Okay, so we got Lord of the Rings and Batman in S tier. Good with that?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Rocky, you still think Rocky's an A tier?
Yep.
Yeah, it's must watch.
Okay. Godzilla still A tier? Think so? Okay. I think Mission Impossible Star Wars are fine right there. Any other things need to be higher or lower, you think, here?
I haven't seen Into the Spider-Verse, so I can't account for the animated movies for Spider-Man.
Mm-hmm.
So I would say yes. Some of the animated Marvel movies are okay, but not enough to move them around.
Well, it doesn't mean you're blind, Bradley. What did you just say, Wookie?
I said some of the animated Marvel movies are good, but not enough to move it out of. You would move X-Men or move Spider-Man before you would move Marvel.
Gotcha. Okay.
I think Transformers should go to B tier with the animated movie
Okay.
because that animated movie is just legendary.
Yeah. All right. Well,
Omnicron, Galvatron, all of them. Rodimus.
yeah, that was pretty extreme. That was pretty like traumatic for kids, from what I remember hearing. I was before my time, but we'll ask Joker Voice about that. So
and that was my first intro to anime.
Oh, okay. Interesting. So nothing made F tier. That's interesting. What did I miss? What is there a franchise
Star
that
Trek.
I'm leaving out here? Oh yeah, Star Trek. That's right. Yes, thank you, Bradley. Original series of 6 movies. So yeah, where would you put Star Trek?
The first one I hated because I was too young to really understand that real.
You saying the first Star Trek, the motion picture?
Yes.
Okay.
To see again, I'm not a big. I'm not a huge Star Trek fan. I thought Wrath of Khan, however, is an amazing film. First Contact was decent, a good film. Let's say C.
Okay. I'd say C too, probably. Wookie, what do you think?
Wrath of Khan. Was it Voyage Home? Where they're in the Romulan ship. That's pretty good. They time travel. Bring back the humpback whales.
Yeah. Klingon ship.
Yeah, Klingon ship. I'd say it's easy a C tier because the J.J. Abrams movies were just so mishmashed and disorientating that it was hard to keep track. Like they just swap Spock and Kirk's roles and
yeah.
Oh,
and all the mystery boxes. Yeah.
Yes,
chat. Let us know if we're forgetting something here.
Someone says Scream. Okay,
yeah.
I noticed something interesting about that when I went to go see Woke Antifa Man, Commie Mania. I saw a poster for Scream, and even though she's like seventh tier listed. I mean, she's like way down the list. Jenna Ortega is very prominent in the movie poster, and I'm like, oh, smart. You're banking on her.
Wednesday, right?
Yep.
Yeah. That's marketing 101 right there.
Yeah.
So for Scream, holy crap, man! That first one, I remember that.
Loved it.
And it was like,
the first one was good. The second one was
there
good.
There can be 2 of them. There can be 2 killers. What the hell is going on here? That was like mind blowing. But
and then
it eventually kind of wears off. I would actually say it's probably better than like Halloween and Nightmare on Elm Street. I'd probably put it at about a B.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's also from the mind of Wes Craven.
Yeah.
It is. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Where would you put a Wookiee?
For me, it was a C. After the second one, it got really, really boring for me.
Okay. I could see that. Yeah. Let's see. Bradley says, check Wrath of Khan is perfect movie. 2, 3, 4 great series. Undiscovered Country. I haven't even seen Undiscovered Country. I don't know that.
Ooh, not bad. Not bad.
Okay. He says B total on that. Okay. And the Next Generation series.
You should probably include Paranormal Activity.
Oh, there's a bunch of those too. Yeah. Fun to see Kirk and Picard. Ooh. Oh, and then you mentioned Hellraiser, Joker. There's a bunch of those too.
Oh, yeah, I did. And then there's also the Conjuring series too.
So one at a time. Paranormal Activity. I would say probably just a C on that one. I think the first idea was kind of cool, and then it kind of ran its course. But
I would have to go with a B on that because the first one's like a slow burn and gets the story rolling, and every story is different, but they're all linked together. And at the last one, you see the entire circle. I literally sat here and binged all of them in a night.
Wow.
Yeah. Once I watched the first one, it was over with. I was hooked, and I just kept going. But yeah, all the stories, even though they're completely different parts of the country and everything, they're all linked. Okay. And they're all caused by the same thing. Whoever did it did a great job. I can't remember his name who wrote them. But I think that was some of the better storytelling, how you could go from different points of view and still end up at the same point. And a lot of it was some sick twists where you're like, what the hell?
Mm-hmm.
You guys talk about this and the Hellraiser and some other franchises. Or horror franchises. I'll be right back. Okay.
Right. I think the Conjuring series is an interesting one because they could all be standalone films, but when you find out that it's all in the same universe, when you get to know this married couple is involved in everything.
That sounds. I'm gonna have to check it. I watched the first one.
Yeah, so there's Conjuring 2. Annabelle is a part of it. Now the Nun is a part of it.
Oh, so it's a whole universe.
Yeah.
Oh wow,
Yeah.
I'm definitely gonna check that out then.
And Hellraiser, I put it in with the slashers.
Yeah, I think the first two are absolutely amazing. And starts to go downhill. Like they don't even have Pinhead playing Pinhead in like the last two movies. He didn't want anything to do with it.
And we're about to get a female.
Well, so in the books,
she has no
gender.
Because it's just it's a entity.
Right.
It's not a.
Well, you would think if you went to hell and got mutilated, probably the first thing to go would be your sexual organs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, yeah. Clive Barker's like cracked out anyways. We talked about the other night, Clive Barker movie's Nightbreed. That's a really good movie. It's not a franchise, but it's a really, really good movie. But yeah, I'd probably go B or C on those. If it was just the first two, it'd be A tier. But with all the add-ons and everything, it just drags it right down.
All right.
So I don't think Tyler's that much into horror movies.
Which one?
We were talking about Conjuring and Hellraiser.
I haven't seen any. Oh, I think I saw the first Conjuring. I haven't seen any of the Hellraisers.
Yeah.
But
I watched the first one when I was like 12 or 13 years old eating a plate of spaghetti.
Nice.
There's a lot of blood in that movie.
That was cooked on the counter.
Yeah.
Yes. Counter spaghetti. In like 12.
So
stove.
Anything else we missed in franchises that needs to be discussed?
I think we got a pretty good swath here.
Okay. Yeah, I think so too. So, all right.
And I think this is the first. I think this is the first review where nothing is an F.
That's true. Yeah.
Well, I would think franchises that have actually stood the test of time shouldn't be an F.
Correct.
You have to have some redeeming quality, I would assume, to get
right. Because the fact that you've made a profit in some respect, it's going to keep it going. Or there's a general
to get at least 4 movies out of it. You got to have something people like.
Yeah. And one cool thing about Transformers with Dark of the Moon is they brought Leonard Nimoy in. Like I thought that was kind of cool.
Oh, yeah.
They brought him in as a voice actor.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, I think we'll wrap it up there. Thank you guys for coming on. Appreciate you helping me rank some stuff. What do you guys got coming up? We'll start with Wookie.
All right. So I might live stream Atomic Heart tomorrow night since that dropped tonight. And I can't play it because I'm on here. Saturday, I'll be doing a movie review of Silverado with one of my good friends. And Sunday, Tyler will be back with us for something Sunday, and we'll have Horror Amarada on.
Oh,
that's
wow.
Right, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah. So other than that, that's about all I got going on.
Is that Silverado one going to be on your channel or on his channel?
It's going to be on my channel until I can figure out how to operate from his channel.
Okay.
And then we'll probably swap it back and forth. He just uploads a bunch of gaming clips and talks stupid. I mean, he's older than I am, but it's still funny.
Glass Unbreakable. Yeah, we had a 4 movie minimum. I don't think Glass would apply to that with just those 3. Yeah, that's the last one, right?
Unbreakable, Split, Glass.
Yeah, Glass was the last one.
And isn't he going to do one more?
I'm trying to think.
I don't know. Do you guys these?
Unbreakable.
Oh, Unbreakable was good.
Yeah, Unbreakable was good. Or Glass was good, or whatever the
last
middle
one was Glass.
The what?
The last one was Glass.
No, not the Split. Split was good.
Yeah. Well, I love James McAvoy.
That one had 5. One movie. No, I don't think it had 5.
I thought it was only 3.
I thought it was 4, and I'm trying to think of the other one. Unbreakable.
I think it was just
I thought
Glass.
Glass was the
No,
last one. That's
it
when you
was
get introduced to the
Unbreakable,
character.
and then that they didn't do anything for like 15 years. Then they had Split with
Oh,
that
maybe.
little end credit thing.
Maybe.
Yeah. Okay.
I
That's
think
all right,
McAvoy
Static.
is
Don't
highly
worry about it.
underrated.
I think so too.
He was great in Wanted. He actually did a good
Toxic
job as Professor
Avenger.
X.
That's a pretty great.
Yeah, there's a bunch of them.
Yeah. So before we leave, any of the upcoming franchise installments you guys are looking forward to off the top of your head?
No, not looking at anything. Looking forward to anything.
How about Indiana Jones and the
No.
I'm actually looking
next
forward
fridge
to
or whatever?
I'm looking forward to Superman Legacy.
Legitimately?
Yes.
Okay. Why is that?
Did you see the rumor that James Gunn was put on Legacy 6 months ago and then he just fired Cavill?
That is not true. According to
I've seen it pop up. I haven't read the articles on it yet.
I've been from what I've gathered from like a script and Tom and Andre.
Who's Tom?
Tom Connors.
Reed. Oh, Tom Connors, yeah.
Oh, Midnight's Edge.
Midnight's
guys?
Edge.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, yeah. Okay. Sorry. Go ahead.
This was the decision to not renew Henry's contract was made before Gunn was even named CEO.
I don't doubt that at all. Yeah.
Yeah.
So basically, Gunn had nothing to do with that.
Yeah. I think they didn't want to work with Cavill because, for one, the Snyderverse, everything they did would be seen as Snyderverse. And two, he is so wanting to stick to the lore. And I think he's probably a little hard to work with on certain things.
And I'm sure that as knowing what we know about Zaslav, Henry Cavill comes with the price, and that may be just a little outside what he wants to pay.
Yeah, they could get an unknown for 1/10 of the price.
Exactly.
And lock him in for 3 or 4 picture deal at a cheap price.
That's not Henry Cavill.
But now that's assuming that the rumor that the DC and the Warner Brothers is going to be bought in the next 6 years. So there's really nothing holding James Gunn to any canon or timelines or anything because all that needs to be done is just to make something enough to entice an Amazon or an Apple to buy it, and then you can, so then they're not beholden to any timelines or anything, and you can just
any of these franchises you guys are looking forward to. Go ahead,
and then you can continue with that, and just to let everyone else know, since he got to do his shameless plugs, which I will take my opportunity to shameless plug.
We'll do those at the end. I forgot about
okay.
This. We'll circle back to it.
Okay, circle back.
Yeah,
circle
back. I will say that the new Mission Impossible, it looks good. Other than that,
which is I think the reason. I think that's the reason that the Marvels got pushed back to November.
Yeah, I watched your video. It was supposed to come out the same week or something.
Marvels was supposed to come out 2 weeks after the Mission Impossible.
Okay, so they're giving it like a wide berth.
I think after Top Gun, it's going to make some big bucks because people are excited for Tom Cruise again.
Yep.
I'd like to see where the viewing numbers are right now for the rest of the Mission Impossible movies as far as VODs and streaming.
Yeah, I bought all of them. I got them all on Blu-ray. So, other than that, again, that Crystal Skull could be a good. I think that's a series on like Sci-Fi, but it's a new installment of Friday the 13th. That one could be good. Anything else, man? I'm just not that optimistic on anything.
No, I guess there's a new Turtles movie in the works, but I'm not.
It's the Seth Rogen one. Yeah.
Yeah. Seth Rogen shits on everything he touches.
Yeah.
True story.
Okay. Well, I just wanted to touch on that. And Wookie, you went over everything already, I guess, right?
Oh, one thing, 007, the guy that's going to play 007, I'm kind of interested in.
Oh, is he
And
the guy from Bullet Train?
If it's gonna be the guy from Bullet Train, I'm kind of interested.
Okay. Yeah, actually, Stag, you got a point. After this
Wick.
one, John Wick will be a franchise, and that would be, I'd put that in A tier. But that's me.
I have not seen any John.
No?
John
I've
Wicks.
seen the first two.
I am not a fan of Keanu Reeves.
That could be a well. I don't think that would get any subscribers if the Marvels was split into 4 episodes on Disney Plus. But
I doubt it. They got too much money in it.
Nope, it's way too much money.
No.
Too money in it.
All right. So Wookie, you've promoted everything.
Yeah.
Okay. Joker Voice, what you got, man?
Tomorrow morning, my spoiler review of Wasp and Ant-Man. That's right, I said it right. And then Friday, you can catch me at Friday Night's Royal Rumble, 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern. And then right after that, going over to Cannoli Sasquatch, 7 p.m. Pacific, 10 p.m. Eastern time. And I'll drop a video on Friday as well. Don't know what I'm going to talk about yet, but we'll get there. It'll be fun. And also check out the merch store. This campaign for the Stuttering Foundation ends on Saturday, the 25th. So get yourself some Joker Voice merch. Any portion of that goes toward the Stuttering Foundation. Link to that should be in the description, Tyler.
Should be, yeah. I think I just copied them from the last time, so it should be in there.
Okay.
Yeah. So it should be. Do you let Feige out for like exercise or food or anything? Because
every now and then,
you just leave him in there and feed him chapstick
to pee. I mean, he has to pee every now and then.
Okay, I was wondering, the smell in there must not be that great.
You all right? You good?
He's got more chapstick. He's always ready for that bit. All right. Yeah, I've got Sunday. We'll be on the something Sunday stream with Horror Armorada, and I'm going to watch the what's it called? The Cocaine
Bear.
Yes, so I'll probably have a review on that this weekend.
You're watching Saturday morning.
Oh, are you?
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, looking forward to that. It's a bear and it has cocaine.
Cocaine.
All right, guys. Thanks for stopping in for this episode of We Rank Stuff. We Rank Stuff.